Hello and welcome back again, Coffee Beans. This is Agricultural Machinery and Equipments. Definition of terms. R. Radial. Coincident with or generally parallel to a radius of the tree from the pith to the bark. A radial section is a lengthwise section in a plane that passes through the pith. Radial arm saw. It is a power circular saw, which rolls along a horizontal arm. The blade could be raised or lowered and the arm could be rotated up to 45 degrees in both directions. Radial flow pump. A centrifugal pump that uses diffuser vanes to transform the velocity head into pressure head. Commonly called turbine pump. Radial load. A load or force passing through the axis of rotation. Radial ply tire. A tire in which the cords of the body plies run substantially radially from bead to bead. Radius of turning area. Described by the outermost point of the tractor. Radius of turning circle. Tangentially described by the median plane of outermost wheel of the tractor. Ram. Reciprocating part within a cylinder. It is also called plunger, slide or mandrel. Rasp bar cylinder. Type of threshing cylinder wherein threshing is done between bar-like protrusions in parallel orientation laid on the periphery of the cylinder and stationary bars built into or attacked to the concave gate. Rated engine speed. Speed in revolutions per minute specified by the manufacturer. Rated life. The number of revolutions or hours at a given constant speed that 90% of an apparently identical group of bearings will complete or exceed before the first evidence of fatigue develops. Reaper. A harvesting machine that is used to cut crops and place it in a windrow. Rear press wheel. Single or dual wheels which operate on or beside the planted C furrow at the rear of the machine. Reciprocating compressor. Is a type of compressor consisting of a piston moving back and forth in a cylinder with suction and discharge valves arranged to allow pumping to take place. Reciprocating end. The movable end of the device opposite the body end. Rectangular bar. Size varies in thickness from 1/16 inch to 3/8 inch and in width from 1/2 to 2 inches with a length of 20 feet. Red shortness. Is the brittleness in steel when it is red hot. Reduced tillage. A system which consists of fewer or less energy-intensive operations compared to conventional tillage. Reference mass. A mass not less than the tractor mass. Selected for calculation of the force and energy inputs to be used during tests. Regular drawbar. The operating position of the drawbar matching the standard dimension from hitch pin hole to end of PTO shaft for the particular type PTO shaft on the tractor. Remote installation. Neither end of the linear control device is attached to the basic tractor. Rent. A rental agreement is a short-term contract that permits use of machinery in exchange for a fee. Repair. Restoring a machine to operative condition after breakdown, excessive wear, or accidental damage. Repair. Overhaul instructions. Provide detailed procedures for properly diagnosing, repairing, or overhauling the equipment. Reservoir tillage. A system in which a large number of depressions or small reservoirs are formed to hold rain or sprinkler applied water. Residue processing. Operations that cut, crush, anchor or otherwise handle residues in conjunction with soil manipulation. Residues. All materials added to or mixed into soil, including residues, soil additives, and foreign bodies that have not originated in the soil's development. Resistance to corrosion. Is the degree to which a material resists chemical combination with other materials with which it comes in contact. Is a measure of its resistance to corrosion. Returns. The material from the grain cleaning mechanism which is recirculated for reprocessing. Revolved section. Section revolved about an axis in a transverse cutting plane. Revolving screen. Trash screen or rack in the form of a cylinder or continuous belt revolved by water passing through it or other power source. Ride-on lawn mower. A self-propelled machine. Designed and advertised for mowing lawns. Ridge height in bed, hill, window, height of soil above a specified initial or subsequent soil surface. Ridge tillage. A system in which the ridges on which the crop is planted are formed during cultivation or after harvest and maintained from year to year in the same location. Seeding is done on the ridge top. Ridging, also called bedding or listing. Tillage which forms a ridge and furrow soil configuration. Right hand and left hand. Designations related to operator when sitting on the operator's station. Right hand plow. Turn the furrow slice to the left of the plow. Right hand side. For mobile machine, it is the side which is on the right when an observer is facing in the normal forward direction of the travel of the machine. And for stationary machines it is the side which is on the right when an observer is facing in the machine. Right hand thread. A thread which winds the clockwise and receding direction from the starting end. When viewed from that end, right side, refers to the right hand side of a tractor. Self-propelled implement of husbandry. Agricultural implement, or farmstead equipment, as determined from the rear of the vehicle facing in the direction that it moves. Rigid metal conduit. It consists of a metal pipe with insulated wires inserted into the pipe. Conduit can be corrosion-resistant material and may be used under all atmospheric conditions. Rim diameter. The nominal diameter at the intersection of the bead seat and vertical portion of the rim flange. Rinse sink. Apparatus used to remove debris and contaminants from products and equipment. Rinse water. Water used to remove debris and contaminants from products and equipment. Rippled coulter. Offsets are either extended radially inward from the circumference providing a sinusoidal cutting edge, or recessed from the circumference with a sharpened cutting edge. Rivet. A headed pin of metal used for uniting two or more pieces by passing the shank through a hole in each piece and then by beating or pressing down the plain end so as to make a second head. Rocker arm. A first-class lever used to transmit the motion of the pushrod to the valve stem. Rockwell hardness. A measurement of the degree of surface hardness of a given object. Roller bearing. An anti-friction bearing using straight, cupped or tapered rollers spaced in an inner and outer ring. Roller harrow. A secondary tillage implement for seedbed preparation which crushes soil clods and smooths and firms the soil surface. It consists of an inline gang of ridged rollers, followed by one or more rows of staggered spring cultivator teeth, followed by a second inline gang of ridged rollers. Rollover protective structure, ROPS. 2 or 4 post structural frame primarily used to protect operator from being crushed in case the machine rolls over. Root angle. The angle between meshing bevel gear axis of the bevel gear. Rotary or axial rotor concave. These concave are similar to the concave except that they may be longer, wider and or oriented longitudinally within the combine. Rotary blower. Any blower in which the pumping element follows rotary motion, the centrifugal blowers being the exception. Rotary cage atomizer. A centrifugal atomizer in which liquid consists of a rotating, hollow cylindrical cage in which liquid is introduced to the interior and flows through passages to the cage openings, where it is broken up into drops. Rotary compressor is a positive displacement machine with shaft, blade, and roller as its moving parts in the compression. Rotary cultivator. A set of wheels with curved, finger-like spikes extending radially from the individual wheel hubs, mounted on a common axle, for loosening, clod pulverization, and smoothing loosened soil in the row area, depending upon the angled orientation to the direction of travel and the curvature of the spikes. The overall diameter of the rotating wheel assembly is typically 250 to 380 mm, 9.8 to 15 inches. Cross-section of the base of the spikes, which may be tapered thinner at the outer tip, is typically 10 by 25 mm, 3/8 by 1 inch. Rotary cup atomizers are spinning cup. A centrifugal atomizer in which liquid is fed to the interior surface of a spinning cup, from which it is dispensed by centrifugal force to form a spray. Rotary disc. 1 or 2 disc per row crop head or row unit are used to shear off the crop. Rotary disc atomizer or spinning disc. A centrifugal atomizer in which liquid is introduced near the center of one or more spinning discs, spreads out toward the rim, and is dispensed by centrifugal force to form a spray. Rotary hoe. A secondary tillage implement for dislodging small weeds and grasses and for breaking soil crust. Rotary hoes are used for fast, shallow cultivation before or soon after the crop plants emerge. Rigid curved teeth mounted on wheels roll over the soil, penetrating almost straight down and lifting soil as they rotate. Hoe wheels may be mounted in multiple gangs or as short gangs on spring-loaded arms suspended from the main frame. Rotary mower. A power mower which one or more functional components cut or shear by impact and rotate about an axis perpendicular to the cutting plane. A power mower in which one or more elements rotate about a vertical axis and cut by impact. Rotary tillage. A tillage operation employing power-driven rotary action to cut, break up, and mix soil. Rotary tiller. A primary or secondary tillage implement used for broadcast or strip tillage. Rotary tillers are also used as chemical incorporators prior to planting and as row crop cultivators. They consist of a power-driven shaft, transverse to the direction of travel, equipped with curved knives that slice through the soil, chop surface residue, and mix all materials in the disturbed layer. Rotary tilling type hand tractor. A type of hand tractor equipped with rotary tiller which cuts, breaks up, and mixes the soil and or plant residues. Round bar are mild steel bars sold in diameters from 3/16 to 2 inches and lengths of 12 feet to 20 feet. Rounded. A rounded shape on the circumference of the tire or wheel to firm the soil over the width of the wheel. Routine test. Test carried out on each and every component or equipment to check the specifications which are likely to vary during production. Row application is a localized fertilizer application wherein a moldboard plow is passed between rows of plants to make the deepest portion of the furrow where the fertilizer should be applied. The plow is again passed about 3 inches away to cover the fertilizer and at the same time hill up the soil to the plants. Row crop cultivator. Implement wherein the frame and cultivating tools are designed to adequately pass through standing crop rows without crop damage. Row crop header. A device used to cut off and gather row crops. Row crop planter. A type of tractor power-driven seeder which can deposit the seeds at a specified rate in hills and rows space to permit inter-row cultivation and also functions as a seed drill if required. Rubber roll. This falls under friction type machines consisting of two rubber rolls rotating in opposite directions at different speeds. One roll moves about 25% faster than the other. The difference in peripheral speeds subjects the paddy grains falling between the rolls to a shearing action that strips off the husk. The clearance between the rolls is adjustable and is kept at less than the thickness of the grain. It has a 70% milling recovery. Runner opener. Affixed. Elongated. Blade-like opener which is vertically split to form a wedge shape for cutting and moving soil laterally to from a furrow. Running resistance. The sum of all the resistance acting on a tractor. This includes the rolling resistance to the soil surface, air resistance, acceleration resistance, slope resistance, etc. Hope it helps. Thank you again for listening. Please like, subscribe and comment your suggestion on topics you want to hear. Links of previous topics are stated in the description box below. See you in the next part. Bye. Rar.